Contact JimOsNOnline.com at 817-923-9305. Tonight, of incredible jazz performances at the 3rd Annual Arlington Jazz Festival. Sponsored by the Arlington Music Hall, Radisson Hotels and Resorts, and JimOsNOnline.com.
Yeah, play that one.
Hello out there, my name is Byron Williams, former NFL player. I'm with the NFL Players Association, and when I'm not in the community, I'm listening to Mr. Ed Gray, the commish.
5, 4, 3, 2.
All right, that's it. You know, all that makes me want to look at some good football today. Some good football. You heard the NFLPA, you know, giving a shout out to the commission and everything. I understand they're going to be playing a football game today. Is that right?
Yeah, it's one of the biggest games of this season.
High School playing again?
Nah, come on, man. America's team is playing in the NFC wild card game today.
The wild card?
The wild card game. This is the playoffs.
Playoffs? I
Yeah.
hope the Dallas Cowboys win. I just hope they win because, you know, I don't like to see you coming up to work, man, all crying when they lose and everything.
I'm not going to even comment on y'all cowgirls.
That's what? You stay on that side.
Yeah, see, we've been hearing that all season. You know, they thought we were gonna go 0-15.
They going to the Super Bowl,
They're in the
y'all.
playoffs.
Yeah, the Cowboys, you know, they every year they say they going to Super Bowl. Every year they do. They send a representative to watch somebody.
Super Bowl, y'all. The Cowboys.
I know. Let me messing with y'all. It's a fair game, baby. It's fair game. So we had that one, and we also had the drop. And you did these drops, man. The Arlington Music Festival, man. You did both of these drops, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You're a modest dude, man. You know,
Yeah, I've been trying to get more hip to the sharing and the social media and everything.
You got to do more of that, folks. If you like and you listen to Young Strip's drops, like the one he just did, and then the Arlington Music deal that we're going to play in a second. Let's play one of the other drops, and then we'll play the Arlington Music.
All right, I'm gonna play one of my favorites.
Okay, let's see what he got favorites and stuff. He got greatest hits.
He got
greatest
favorites.
Hey everybody, it's Casey Fox, the Lady General, and I consistently listen to the Commission Radio Show, the latest in politics and entertainment.
Yeah.
Girls run.
Girls run. All right. So yeah, I like that one, man. You know, because it segues into something. That was with Casey Fox. That was our Casey Fox drop. And I know, I think you know Casey Fox as well.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, Casey Fox has done a tremendous job in women empowerment.
Yes.
I'd like to go ahead and say hello to Dr. Irie, who just joined Women Empowerment again.
Dr. Irie.
And that's what we're talking about. And Miss Katrina's there as well. And
Hey, Miss Katrina.
I'll be spending the rest of the day saying shout outs to people.
Yeah.
But you know, I love it when you guys call.
Is that Judge
in.
Luther?
Yeah, Judge Pam Luther.
Hey, Miss Pam Luther.
Yep, you got. So you know, we want you to go ahead and share this out because we're talking some good knowledge. We're talking about human trafficking. And speaking of Casey Fox, she was involved in that documentary that was on Lifetime. I normally don't look at Lifetime, folks. I'm not a
I
Lifetime
haven't looked
guy.
at it.
I'm not a Lifetime guy. I normally look at ESPN or some political stuff. But I did watch this documentary.
With the mute R. Kelley, with R. Kelley.
Yeah, yeah, Robert Kelley. We need to
Robert
give him
Kelley.
back his name.
Exactly.
You know, we need to give him back his
Because
name.
you know I march against him. I was in the last march against Robert Kelley at the Fair Park when he came to the Fair Park, and we had so much backlash. But you know what they're talking about is real.
That's human trafficking.
Robert Kelley is trafficking.
Yeah.
Robert Kelley has been trafficking. This hasn't just been something that has started. He targets the poor community. He targets little girls. He targets those that are more vulnerable that he can pay off. So basically, familial trafficking is not something that's uncommon, where a mother, or father, or uncle, or brother, or sister, or cousin sells a family member. That's my case. I'm a familial trafficking. My mother sold me. I mean, that's what it is. Call it what it is. Robert Kelley targets these communities just like my perpetrator targeted the projects. We were in the projects when I was sold. And so this is what they do. They target those communities. My perpetrator got no time because statute of limitation ran out. I mean, the justice system.
And that's what
Robert
I was trying to
Kelley.
do.
Robert Kelley
You
got
know,
off.
Normally you want a trial. You know, Constitution says you're supposed to have a speedy trial, so you won't be basically having this hanging over your head. He wanted it hanging over his head.
He did.
So therefore, the person that's coming there to testify against him, you wouldn't look at a 14-year-old. You look at a 21-year-old.
You look at, yes, exactly. Exactly. And I was 24 when I was rescued. I was 24 years old. Had just delivered my last child 10 days before my 18th birthday. And I was 24 when I was rescued. 24, and then I went to court. We had a trial, we had all the above. I went through the whole court system and walked out of court with no justice. And then I raised my children, who I'm so proud of. They graduated at the top of their classes. All of them, all of my children, all 4 of them, graduated at the top of their classes, college, military, all the above. And I said, what do I do now? Because I didn't really receive justice. And one of my counselors suggested that I start speaking out about my story. And I thought she was kind of crazy, because I was like, we can't be telling our business.
Right. Because
in the black community, what goes on in here stays in here. You don't tell your business. You don't be going out there talking about what went on behind closed doors. You just shaming the family. And that's what we have in the community, is don't be talking. But I came up with, how do you break the cycle? By breaking the silence. I'm breaking the silence of molestation, rape, all the above. You go to the family outings. Just don't go over there about Uncle Bobo. Don't go over there about Uncle Bobo.
Every time you say Uncle Bobo, Jesse cracks up.
Yeah, because Uncle Bobo be sitting over there just watching your children and just waiting on the next move.
I always say, come on over and sit in Uncle Bobo's lap.
All that, and then what you have is you go snatch your children, but nobody's talking about Uncle Bobo. Nobody's talking about what Uncle Bobo did to the generation of children. Because Uncle Bobo's so old. And Uncle Bobo needs to, we just gonna let him die off. And I had a victim that told me that she went to her perpetrator's funeral. They made her go because it was Uncle Bobo. And she just really never had any healing. And so that's what goes on in our community. We're not talking about the Robert Kelleys. There's a lot of Robert Kelleys within our families.
And a shame about the Robert Kelleys that exist in our community as well is that we always talk about, this is black on black violence in itself right there. We talk about our community, Robert Kelley,
Yeah.
If this was a white guy who did this,
he would have been like, yeah.
Right, we would have been marching up and down the street and everything like this, but you marched and some people got on you back there.
Oh wow, we were cussed out. I'm still supporting Robert Kelley. Okay, you're supporting a pedophile. You're supporting somebody that rapes children. That's what you are supporting. When I see and I hear the hashtags, and when I'm still a R. Kelley fan, are you really? Because if you listen to his songs, just listen to his songs. She may be young, but she was ready. All the toot toot beat beat, all the above. Listen to R. Kelley songs. He tells you, my mind's telling me no, but my body is saying yes. Listen to the songs. He's telling you what he's doing. He has a battle in his mind. Yes, we know that he was abused as well, but that gives him no grounds to what he has done to others.
Okay, let me play devil's advocate. And we like to thank those people who are listening in again. Faith Cheatham has said hello as well, and just want to go ahead and say hello to the people that are listening and looking in on YouTube. Brother Vincent Causey of Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is listening in as well, and Brother Adrian Howard over with the 100 black men listening in. We're talking today about human trafficking. We're also talking about what's happening in the black community as well. Human trafficking, and what did you say about breaking the silence?
Well, how do you break the generational curses and break the cycle? You break the silence.
Okay.
You have to break the silence.
Now, we're talking about families, families being close together and everything. And we, in this documentary, they talked about Robert Kelley when he had his song "Step in the Name of Love." Okay, now that song is like played at
every party, every birthday, everything.
You mean to tell me I got to give up my R. Kelly for this? I mean, this. I'm just going speaking.
You should give up your R. Kelly because within his songs, he's telling you what he has been doing. When he falsified Aaliyah's birth certificate and ID to marry her at the age of 15, that was telling you something. When R. Kelly was doing, Robert Kelley was doing all that he's been doing, yes, he's holding these girls hostage. He has some right now. But they're so brainwashed. People ask me, why didn't you leave? Why didn't you run? Is when you are bound by fear, you can't run. You don't want to run because when I was told for 10 years, I could kill you and bury you in the backyard and I can get away with it. He was right. Because nobody was looking for me. Nobody was saying anything about what was happening. So when you're bound by fear, you're not going to run and you just train yourself to do whatever it is to survive. That's how you survive. That's how I survived for so many years. I survived by saying, I can make it, I can make it, I can make it. You can have my body, but you can't have my mind. Because I was always told when you give up your mind, then you give up everything. Then you lose all hope. So I didn't give up my mind so that I wouldn't lose hope. And my children were why I had hope. It's because I looked at them and said, I want better for them. I don't want them to see me beat all the time. I don't want them to see me not sleeping and crying. I don't want them to see that. What I wanted was better for them. Yes, it had an effect on them, but yet we made it out. And I got help for them. And see, that's what the girls need. They need to get out and get help. You have to give them that help when they first get out. That's what's needed in our community.
But see, in our community, though, we and I just want to bring this just a conversation we're having with you and you as well. In our community, we glorify this type of thing. You know, you know, we got sayings about being a pimp and everything. You know,
which I hate. I hate that. You know, let me share.
Okay.
My book is Purpose in My Pain, and the acronyms for Purpose in My Pain is PIMP. We're going to change that into something positive. There was purpose in your pain. There was so much purpose in my pain, and this is what it is now. It is to speak out about the injustice. It's to speak out about human trafficking. It is to speak out about domestic violence. It is to speak out about what is happening in our communities that's swept up under the rug. There are so many girls that's being abused. So many girls that have been abused, that they have been silenced because of the cycle. It's just mama was abused, sister was abused, auntie was abused, so we just keep pushing it up under the rug. And then once it gets to that generation that breaks that cycle, by breaking the silence, by talking out, then that's where you get the generation that you save one, you save a generation. You have to, if you save one, if you can save just one, then you saved her generation, and then she'll continue on, and then they'll continue on.
Now, Faith has brought up something as well, and we want you to continue to comment on the well. Faith has commented, and she says we cannot forget about the boys either.
We can't, and they are left out of the conversation a lot. Boys are trafficked at a high rate as well, not just for labor. They're requested for sexual preferences. Boys, our boys, yes, they are abused. They are molested. Robert Kelley, yes, he was molested. I believe it. I believe him and his brother. I do believe that. But it gave him no right to go out and do what he's been doing to our communities and getting away with it because it's in the poor communities. Yes, boys are trafficked. Boys are abused. they don't speak out as much is because of the shame, and it's an ego thing. It's a macho thing. It's like, I'm not telling about what had happened to me. It's because people are gonna look at me like, oh, I was gay. I had one victim. I do get boy victims, and I had one victim. He was like, well, why did he do that to me? Did he think I was gay or something? That's what comes up all the time in my male victims is, did he think that I was gay? For him to touch me or for him to rape me, did he think that I was gay? And so you have that stigma, and so they are really the last ones to seek help as well. I had a mother in Red Oak, and we had to really drill it in her head. Her son was raped at a basketball court in Red Oak. He was just 15 years old. And the first thing that he said was, when he had to go in there and do the rape kit, it broke my heart. It's because you could see where his level of hope went down. And then when he came out, it was like, did he think I was gay? Why did he do that to me? What made him do it? And this was a 19-year-old that raped a 15-year-old. I haven't not seen anything. And it's like, the boys don't talk about it, and the boys are the last one to seek help. And when you have a broken boy, you get a broken man.
And Dr. Iris chimed in and she says this is called toxic masculinity.
Yep. That's what it is.
That's what we want to go ahead and talk about. Well, I'm going to personally invite Dr. Iris to come on the show as well, and bring Dr. Candace Bledsoe as well.
Yes, you have that because they will not talk about what happened, and it's hard to get the boys into counseling. It is so hard because this child fought against us so hard. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I don't need to go. I'm all right. I'll be okay. And then you get that broken man. I have one that's almost 50 years old. He just really broke his silence about he had problems in his marriage. It's because he was not able to really be there because he had to address the abuse that he suffered, the molestation, the rape that he incurred by Uncle Bobo.
We're going to keep going on. We're going to end this session at 2 o'clock instead of the normal 7 minutes before, because we want to get everything in on it. We wanted to also talk about Miss Parker, Centoya Parker.
Centoya Brown.
I'm sorry. Centoya Brown.
Centoya is, I took personal interest in her case as well to go up and talk to. I was asked to come to the Clemency hearing to testify on the Clemency hearing. So I had to go to Tennessee to go out there and share about human trafficking, what human trafficking looks like, what possibly could have made her do what she did. Centoya came from a broken home. Centoya is black, Centoya is white, but she's considered black. Centoya was abused, Centoya was trafficked. And Centoya lashed out by killing the last person that bought her. And what I talked about in the Clemency hearing was her, before she got to that point, you have to look at how did she get to where she was. And Centoya, I could have been a Centoya. And that's what I told them. I didn't kill my perpetrator, but that doesn't mean that the thought didn't cross my mind. Because those thoughts cross your mind. And Centoya was 16 years old and she was tried as an adult. They shouldn't have never tried her as an adult. But since she didn't have the representation that she should have had, she was tried as an adult and convicted as an adult for life. So I reached out. They actually shared my testimony with the governor of Tennessee. He did email me and he had said that he was considering clemency for Centoya. Have she gotten it yet? No. I don't know if she'll get it. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't know if she's going to get it.
We're talking about Tennessee, right?
We're talking about Tennessee. I don't know if she's going to get it. He's just, because I asked him before they release any information about her maybe clemency, if they would reach out to me, and they did. So I don't know if she's going to get it.
Okay, before we leave out, I want to drop some knowledge to people. You mentioned about, you thought about killing your perpetrator as well. And Ms. Centoya actually did it. There was an incident that happened here in 1853, and then we'll talk about something that happened in 2019, or that's going to happen in 2019 to show
Yes, good.
All right. So in 1853 in Dallas, County, Miss Jane Elkin, who was a enslaved black woman. She was never a slave. She was an enslaved black woman. Slavery is a form of condition. Okay, we have far more slaves today, mental slaves, than we did physical slaves back then. So anyway, Miss Elkin was loaned as property to a master wisdom in Farmer's Branch, and she was loaned to take care of his children, because he was a widower, take care of his children. But he used her body, and she got tired of her body being used, and she had those same thoughts that you had, and she carried through those thoughts, and she killed him. And when she killed him, the county of Dallas had a trial, and this made history because this was the first time anybody was executed in the state of Texas. So they had the first time anyone was executed in the state of Texas. It goes right here to Dallas, Texas. Right down there by the triple underpass is where they had a scaffold at, and that's where it should be a marker commemorating this horrific event. Well, that's where she died. Yeah. She died there because they hungered at that time.
They did.
And after they hungered and they placed her in the Negro cemetery, the doctors wanted to do examinations on people, and you just don't examine on live people. You dig people up that have been dead, and that's what they did.
They did.
They dug her body up, and her body never had a full rest. And this is where we're at today, because today we have women, young men, as we just talked about, whose bodies are not at rest today, and our souls are just as tortured as Miss Elkin's soul was tortured as well. So as we think about what we're going to do, and we talk about staying woke, and I was there last week when all of these elected officials, and most of them were black females, were there. Jane Elkins must be smiling somewhere saying, hey, look, guess what? How I got over.
Yeah, I was there too.
How we got over. How we going to get over at the Gala?
How we going to get over. This is transitioning into what we have in 2019. Start your year off with it's going to be okay with us. We're having a gala at the Dallas High Regency January the 26th. It's going to be amazing. We have survivors that have been sponsored, all from all walks of life. They will be there. We have people that have donated dresses, brand new dresses. We didn't have used dresses. We have shoes donated, makeup artists, hair people, everybody has just joined in this walk for the Hope and Pearls Gala. The hope for the pearls that they are. Pearls are they are more valuable than diamonds, and that's the way we look at them. Yes, we cater to them. Come on out on January 26th. You can purchase tickets and tables by going to igtbok.org. Go and purchase tickets and tables. Come out. Be a part of this movement as well. Hope and Pearls have grown significantly, and we are so happy for all that have come, all those that are coming. I know Dr. Irie will be there with the gathering. Faith, you can come as well. I see your comment. Yes, when you're molested as a child, you have to address the abuse at that time, at each age and stage. All the above. Come out and join us on January the 26th. Go get your tickets. Go get your tickets. Go get them. igtbok.org.
And what does that stand for?
It's going to be okay.
All right. We'll be right back after this break.
Hi, my name is Charlotte Wooten, and I'm the owner of Center of Attraction Hair Gala. And when I want to be informed about what's going on within the DFW communities, I tune in every Saturday to the Commission Radio Show with Ed Gray from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Join us.
Yeah, after this goes on.
Some people that's done you. When I'm not in Hollywood, I'm the best of it. That's Ed Gray in the Commission Radio Show.
Hello. You got. It's on. I can't hear it. Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Hey, we're gonna pick you up on the after we do these songs. Can you hear me now? We still live on YouTube? Oh, well, you need to cut us off. 15 minutes, so up.